Without Boys and Girls Club, it'd probably be a little boring, and I wouldn't have as many friends as I do now, and I probably would be falling behind a little in school.
They're not the rich and famous. Their profit comes not from the thing they sell, but the good they do. Our nation has more than 1.5 million nonprofits that employ 1 out of 10 Americans, providing services that otherwise go unfulfilled, keeping our community connected when all else fails. But nonprofits often lack the tools to properly promote themselves, to inspire more donors and volunteers and clients to their cause. That's where I come in. I've been in the nonprofit world for nearly 20 years. I connect nonprofits with marketing professionals who donate their time and expertise so that, at the end of the day, these life-giving organizations can do more, do better, by creating more, that's right, buzz. For working parents with limited means, finding meaningful, healthy, fun, and affordable experiences for children after school and in summer can be a challenge. Thankfully, in communities across the Roanoke and New River valleys, there's a nonprofit that does just that. On today's episode of Buzz, we're going to feature this nonprofit that recently celebrated its 25th anniversary. And as for its website that appears to be just as old, well, we're going to provide some buzz for that too.
I'm Michelle Davis. I'm the CEO of Boys and Girls Clubs of Southwest Virginia.
I'm Emily Pinkerton, and I serve as the Director of Development for Boys and Girls Clubs of Southwest Virginia.
Boys and Girls Clubs of Southwest Virginia is a youth-serving organization that focuses on kids ages 5 through 18, making sure that they have a safe place to be after school and during the summer months that is affordable, if not free, to anyone who wants to attend. We serve across 5 municipalities, so from Montgomery County through Roanoke County, Roanoke City, Salem, and Franklin County. And we have over 1,100 youth that we serve every single year in this after-school environment or during our summer camps.
So at all 11 club sites, the programming is very similar at each. Might differ a little bit in terms of the level based on elementary, middle, or high school, but they're all going to have that level of power hour, which is academic success and helping with homework, your healthy snack and healthy lifestyle educational programming, and character and good citizenship programming as well. And they're going to have time to be kids and have fun and play and get exercise.
And we have 143 employees right now across these 11 locations. That includes tutors, it includes our youth development specialists, it includes our unit directors who run each site, and then of course our full-time staff, which is doing all the support work behind the scenes as well.
So the differences at our 11 club sites really is the area in which we serve and the actual need in the different municipalities. So for instance, in Roanoke City, you're going to have more of that urban inner city population where we have a lot of kids from single family homes. And so we meet the need for access at a free to very low cost for our programming and a place for kids to come so that they're not home with siblings or unattended during those after school hours.
I'm Antonio Holland, the Unit Director here at 9th Street Boys and Girls Club. We serve 60 to 70 kids here daily. To have such a low-cost childcare, it's good for the parents because they're not having to stress about adding an extra bill to their life.
Out in other sites, like in our Shawsville location, we're in a really rural area, so there just aren't other after-school programs that exist. So we are basically it for these families. Again, we meet the need because our programming comes at a very accessible cost to them, free, but we meet that need in just offering a program and a place to fill that gap when there just doesn't exist otherwise that opportunity.
My name is Scott Jenkins. I'm the current board chair for Boys and Girls Club Southwest Virginia. I've served the board for now 15 years. My background, I grew up in Southeast Roanoke. I spent a lot of time, I went to school here. I had an opportunity back in '07 to join the board. It was a no-brainer for me. I wanted to give back to the community, this community that I lived, and I want to give back to the kids.
Most childcare, daycare, and after-school programming in this area is not affordable, especially if you're a single working parent household. And so Boys and Girls Club is affordable. We do not turn anyone away for inability to pay, and the majority of our programs are completely free to begin with. As a parent too, I think it's really important to know that your kid is in a place that's safe after school and where they're getting additional support. They're not just being babysat. They are receiving that support that when they come home to you after school or after their after school programming, that their homework is completed, that they've learned something about being a young adult, about being caring, about being a part of this community that we all live in.
We have a kid named Jameer. We talk about life skills, any and every day-to-day things, and he calls me a father figure now. So,
Is he in need of a father figure?
I don't think he's in need of a father figure. I just think that I take the time to listen to his issues and the problems that he has, and we discuss them.
We want to properly challenge them to do everything that's afforded to them, but they got to work to earn it. And I really, to each kid in this club, they all do it. I mean, it's amazing how many kids have gone on to college in this program, this club. So really proud of that. That's really, very proud of that, honestly.
So if I were to tell you about one kid whose life has been impacted, the current story that I'm really, really proud of is actually with a student who is in a classroom directly behind us right now, working with our 3rd and 4th grade students.
Give me 30 seconds. I'll give y'all 2 Oreos when we get back. When I get back, come to the tables.
Hi, I'm Lawrence Moore. I am a recent graduate of Salem High School, and I've been a Boys and Girls Club kid ever since kindergarten.
He has been a student with us since kindergarten. He just graduated from high school and is the recipient of a scholarship from one of our scholarship funds that we house here at Boys and Girls Club. He's going to be using that scholarship money to go to JMU in the fall.
So in this upcoming fall, I will be attending James Madison University, majoring in biological physical chemistry, and hopefully after I'm done with college, I can become a chemical analyst or a forensic scientist.
It's one of those stories that really, it makes you cry. It makes you really excited for his future, and then makes us so proud too.
So I think going into COVID, the summer of COVID, going into my junior year, that's when my mental health was probably at its darkest, and I did like a lot of like bad things, like I abused alcohol and pills, and I have been able to lay down like my problems in front of like staff members like Miss Shea, Miss Autumn, Mr. Antonio, and all of those, and I want to be that support system for the 1st graders that I have.
He's been a part of the solution this summer as we've been looking to fill in a really difficult employee hiring time period. He's been able to come back in as one of our former students to come in and actually fill those additional needs too. So you talk about the economic driver that Boys and Girls Club is, and we're really growing our own staff from within, and I'm really proud of that too.
So it is a really like fulfilling experience, and a kind of like a full circle moment, because I remember when I was their age coming here for my first summer camp, and now that I'm a youth development staff helping them grow into the amazing youth that they are today. It is an amazing experience. Even though I am officially an alumni of the Boys and Girls Club, I will forever be a club kid.
We've got board members that'll come mentor. We have that. If we need to raise funds for, I don't know, pick something, buy a small bus or whatever, we'll pass a plate. We'll contact our board. We'll do that. I'm really proud of that we have a good-sized board that they're all plugged in. They all contribute. Very proud of them. So.
Boys and Girls Clubs of Southwest Virginia is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year. And I like to tell our board that this means we are finally moving out of our parents' basement. It's about time. And we are really standing on our own 2 feet. And that means that we have marketing initiatives this year that really are important for donor engagement and then also for student engagement, for our youth engagement. So Boys and Girls Clubs needs a new website. That's a really simple marketing opportunity for us that we feel like we've really kind of fallen behind on. We have a very basic website currently, and you can get the information you need, but it isn't nearly as flashy or as pretty. And that's mainly because I am currently our webmaster. So I am hopeful that we can find someone who has a lot more skill and talent than I do, who can help us create this beautiful website that really represents, in a picture or in a glance, the real work that's being done.
Michelle, Sarita, and Emily, it is my pleasure to introduce you to Carrie Cousins, who is been on Buzz several times, helping a lot of nonprofits. And I'm really excited about her coming to help Boys and Girls Clubs of Southwest Virginia, because you say you need a new website here in your 25th year. And there is no better person to do that than Carrie Cousins.
Sure, Michael. Well, thank you for this opportunity. Carrie, we're so excited to work with you. We're so excited for this partnership. Yes, a new website has been our big wish list item for this 25th anniversary year for us. We know that a website is oftentimes the first impression that people have of an organization. And right now, our website does not display the joy and the happiness and the laughter and really the impact that Boys and Girls Club has on the youth that we serve in our community. So we are looking to you, Carrie, to help us tell stories and really engage our community, inform our community, and showcase, kind of pull the curtain back on what happens at Boys and Girls Club each day, utilizing our website as a tool and method to do so.
Well, and when I look at, the stories that you tell and think about the Boys and Girls Club, the first thing that comes to my mind is activity and action and happy voices and noise. And those are the things that I would expect to see first when I get to your website. And I think that's such a key part of your story that helps connect you with volunteers and with donors and with the community as a whole. And so that's what we want to do, is we really want to give your website a refresh so that that's the first impression you make when somebody lands on your website.
Great. Well, we've proven that we have a need here. We're serving for 25 years, so we're excited to go into our next 25 years with a pretty new website that showcases who we really are. So thank you so much.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you, Carrie. While Carrie Cousins got to work on a new website for Boys and Girls Clubs to better introduce itself to online audiences, I headed to eastern Montgomery County to get a better introduction myself into the people served by its club sites in the communities of Shawsville and Elliston.
Okay, my name is Reagan. I'm in 8th grade at Shawsville Middle School. Been at Boys and Girls Club since my first year of middle school. My dad died when I was going into 1st grade when I was 6, and my mom died when I was in 3rd grade. And we bounced around with homes, and we're currently living with our uncle. Well, my dad's best friend. We consider our uncle.
You've had a lot.
Meh. It is what it is. I mean, everything happens for a reason, so you gotta live with the fact that it happened, and you're not going to be able to do anything to change it.
My name is Brad Wooten. I'm the unit director at Eastern Montgomery Elementary School with the Boys and Girls Club.
My name is Carrie Kingery, and I am a board member for Boys and Girls Club of Southwest Virginia. I am also a club mom, and I work for Freedom First Credit Union, and we are a corporate sponsor for the club.
My name is Brandon Keith. I'm currently the principal at Shawsville Middle School.
Well, I'm lived here in Shawsville, Elliston my whole life. We, when I was young, we didn't do a lot growing up. I mean, we went out and did stuff every now and then, but with the Boys and Girls Club, they took us on field trips every week, took us to the pools, different places, met a lot of new people, introduced us to new activities, new games.
Oh, I would have loved Boys and Girls Club, absolutely. To be able to have something to do after school would have been fantastic. So I was going home and probably getting into some type of mischief of my own. That's why I'm so pro Boys and Girls Club.
We won't take a deep dive into that.
Yeah, let's not do that. We'll be here for a while.
I love it.
Actually, it's where I met my wife now. We met the summer going into 6th grade here at the Boys and Girls Club. So
I don't get to go out that often because, my guardian's pretty busy sometimes, and I just feel like most people don't socialize more outside of school than they do in school or in Boys and Girls Club.
As the kids start aging out of the daycare at 12 years old, a lot of these kids are going home alone, and they don't have the structure that's needed at that age, especially 6th graders, 7th graders, 8th graders.
Of course, the academic piece is important. We want our students to excel and learn and grow, and to have a growth mindset as they develop skills that will last them for a lifetime. But also, I think the social and emotional pieces are important as well. We're really big in this building about building relationships with our students and their families. That way we have that mutual trust. And I know the Boys and Girls Club staff and Mr. McCrae, they've made that one of their top priorities.
We have a couple different programs. We run a healthy habits programs where we teach the kids about healthy lifestyle choices, introduce them to new foods, and not every healthy food is going to be nasty vegetables or anything like that. We can get them to make the right decision. Not all healthy foods are nasty. In their eyes it is, but we show them different things, different ways to make different foods. They really enjoy that program.
I get to do like my extra work or the activities that they have planned, and most of the time they're pretty fun.
Such as?
Cooking, arts and crafts. Sometimes we go outside and play, and just do like whatever most of the time.
Some kids that have had social anxiety and have struggled to communicate and have struggled with being around larger groups of people, especially with some of the team building activities that occur in Boys and Girls Club. I think that has helped some students to kind of break out of their shells and help them to develop more social skills and more effective communication skills. So I think that has definitely helped some students to grow.
The mentors and staff, I feel like they're really helpful because they're kind of like not parental figures, but like sibling figures, because like they're always there to help you out and always will be there to talk to you instead of trying just to tell you to do something and do it on your own. They will tell you to try it first, and then if you need help, get help from one of them. And they're really cool people in general.
Smart Moves is kind of like different awareness for, peer pressure, drugs, stuff like that. Being able to help them make the right decisions to stay on the right path. Then we have our arts and crafts. We do a lot of arts and crafts with the kids. They get to make different things to take home.
I'm close with people in Boys and Girls Club and in school. It's just I don't consider them my family, because I feel like if I consider them my family, I'm going to argue with them more than be close friends with them.
So we run a STEM program, science, technology, engineering, and math. We have a partner with Virginia Tech Robotics. They come down and they bring their robots and show the kids how to, teach the robots how to do different things and different commands that they can use with those. They love that. They really enjoy that. So that's been really fun to watch and see the kids take interest in a lot of those different things.
My hopes and dreams is either I want to take a cosmetology class and get my license in that in high school, and then go to JMU or UVA to get my electrician degree, because that's what my dad did, so I want to follow in his footsteps.
The Boys and Girls Club has done just a tremendous job since I've been here at Charlottesville Middle with supporting our school staff and helping us to close achievement gaps. As we know, students have had some serious challenges since the COVID pandemic hit us in the early part of 2020, and just helping students to get back on track and giving them additional academic support has been huge for us. So I think, as we continue to work with Boys and Girls Club and partner with them, I think we'll continue to see growth in test scores, or growth in individual academic achievements, and students also having more confidence in their academic skills.
Without Boys and Girls Club, it'd probably be a little boring, and I wouldn't have as many friends as I do now, and I probably would be falling behind a little in school.
For me, I love what my kids have gotten out of it. It's been a safe space for them. It's provided them somewhere to go between school and their practices, when practice is later in the afternoon. They come home and their homework is done and they're happy and they've made friends. It's just great.
The most rewarding part, I think, like I said, I'm from the area, so getting to see a lot of these kids excited about coming to after school, getting to experience all the different things that we can bring, just giving back to the community, helping out the area. I love this area. I plan on being here for a while, so I want these kids to experience as much as possible and have as much fun as they can.
The Tuesday after Thanksgiving is commonly known as Giving Tuesday. when nonprofits remind folks of their vital impact in the communities they serve in hopes the communities in turn will support them. On Giving Tuesday 2022, Boys and Girls Clubs of Southwest Virginia celebrated its history of service to the Roanoke and New River Valleys with a day-long 25th anniversary celebration at the historic Grandin Theater. The highlight of the event was a video called Impressions that the nonprofit had commissioned early in the year from filmmaker Will Solari.
So first question is always easiest. Just tell me you guys' name.
Amaya. My name is Alexis. When you first joined the Boys and Girls Club, did you really know a lot of people? I knew some of them, I'm pretty sure. When I first made a friend here, I didn't know who to talk to. There was like so many. When I first met Alexis, it was like I was kind of like scared, and I was so shy at that time.
What is something that you guys will never forget about the Boys and Girls Club?
My friends. My favorite thing is spending time with my friends. The friends and stuff. Friends and all the unique people. I can make lots of friends here, like her.
We have a story, we have so many stories. Just some kids who you actually see the impact today as adults and what they are able to accomplish because of Boys and Girls Club having been in their life at an early age.
You got a little emotional up there.
Yeah, it's when you see it on the screen and you see it all in one place and at one time, and it's so much work and effort and people, talented people that make all the things happen. And then when you see it all on one screen at one time, and it really is overwhelming, it feels like you're finally able to give people a glimpse into, hundreds of staff who make this possible every single day for our kids. And over the course of the 25 years, probably thousands of people who have worked with our kids because they cared. It's overwhelming to think how this community has really supported the mission of Boys and Girls Club, of all of the youth serving organizations in Roanoke, and how people really do put our kids first, and how lucky we are.
Hey friends.
Carrie, I don't know if you know, but this website has been the bane of my existence for so long, for so many years. And this is a really exciting moment for us. This has been something that we've needed so badly. So I can't wait to see what you've designed.
Well, I'm excited, and hopefully we can make this work for you, right? Like, your website should be like one of your employees. Like, it should work really hard for you and make your job easier. So
this website employee should have been fired 3 years ago.
well, hopefully we have a retainable employee now. So here's what your old website looks like. You've kind of got a big image area with a sidebar that it's the same on every page. So there's not a lot of dynamic content happening here. So here's what we've got that's new. We are leading with your intro video. So we're actually able to show the impact with the kids. So we've got happy smiling faces, interacting, and we've also got some calls to action right up front. So you can learn more about the organization and you can support as well. As you scroll down through the page, we talk about some of the things in your program. So instead of that kind of yucky sidebar that's just got lots of PDFs in it, we've actually made these interactive elements. So you can click and enroll right here on the front page. You can contribute to the scholarship fund right here on the front page. And this was my favorite little blurb. Over and over and over again, the website language said, change a kid's life. So I kept trying to bring that out to the front because that's the impact, right? Is you want to change a kid's life. And then talking about your service area, I felt like this was one of the things that I didn't know was so large and that you have so much reach here. So getting that out front so people can find the location near them and how to get involved there.
Awesome. This is the ribbon on the end of the year of a huge celebration year for us of 25 years. And it's the neatly packaged bow that says everything that we invested in this year, everything that our board invested in this year is now presented here for us to keep and use for the foreseeable future. It didn't just end at the end of the 25th anniversary year. We now get to really continue to roll that into so much more and such bigger things. This is all incredible for us to be able to open up, the new year with something that is able to communicate to all of our stakeholders what we actually do every single day. Thank you so much. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it.